I think the fact that I finished Horizon Forbidden West in a little over a week and a lot faster than most of the people who were hyping it up for literal fucking years should come as a sign of how much I really do like this game, cause holy shit, this thing is actually fun as hell. And this is gonna be a hot take that I'm definitely gonna get a lot of shit for, but this is probably my favorite game that's come out within the last year, and that's including Halo Infinite. I mean, again, like you probably heard, there is so much this game improved on. There's way more weapons, it looks a lot better, the game pretty much doubled the machine count from the first game, and literally every single one of them feels unique in some way. Even the fucking melee combat got fixed up a little bit. Again, literally almost everything from the first game was improved upon. Almost. See, there's a huge issue with the first game that if you watch my streams or read my community posts, you'd probably know it, which is the main character of the games, Aloy. I think she is by far this series' biggest problem, and just the reason why I can never get into the story of these games, and that's because Aloy is possibly the most boring and bland protagonist I have ever had the displeasure of playing as, and I fucking played as Abby in The Last of Us 2. Basically, Aloy has absolutely no character. It is literally to the level of Ethan Winters in Resident Evil or Rey in the new Star Wars trilogy. Hell, literally in the first game, Gaia, the fucking AI that essentially rebooted humanity in that game's story, has more of a character than the main character of a story-based game. It is that bad. Bro, my fucking PC with its big black dick has more of a personality than Aloy. And the issue with having a boring as shit protagonist in a story-focused game is that when the eyes of the character you see the game through are essentially dead, I cannot bother to give a single fuck about what's happening to them. And don't get me wrong, Horizon is not the only game with this flaw. Ghost of Tsushima has this flaw with Jin Sakai. The first Uncharted game specifically has this flaw with Nathan Drake, which I'll get to in a minute of why that's only the first Uncharted game that does that. And again, the new Resident Evil games have this problem with Ethan Winters. So back to the Uncharted games. I've made it no secret that I think the first Uncharted game is complete dog shit. Not only has the gameplay aged worse than my grandma's corpse, but it's also a story-focused game where the story is actually boring as hell because of how bland Nathan Drake is characterized. I will go as far to say that Uncharted Drake's Fortune is by far the worst game I have ever bothered to finish, which, if you're wondering why I finished it, it's because I heard the later games in this series were actually good. Which, I'll be fair, the later games are actually solid because of how much they fixed. One of the things they fixed being Nathan Drake himself. See, in Uncharted 2, they had this entire subplot of Nathan wanting to get out of the treasure hunting business, which became a super important part of his character throughout the rest of the series. So before Horizon Forbidden West came out, I was like, I'm willing to excuse Aloy and Horizon Zero Dawn's story since the world building in that game is absolutely phenomenal and genuinely the best I've seen in any game in general. Plus, I had assumed that since Naughty Dog improved Nathan Drake's character a shit ton in Uncharted 2 and the Horizon games have some pretty obvious inspiration from Uncharted, there was a chance they could do this in Forbidden West as well. However, I was gravely mistaken. See, we all knew that Forbidden West world building wasn't going to be anywhere near as good as it was in the first game. I mean, that was just a given. Just about everything that could be revealed in the world of these games was already revealed in the first game. This might be a hot take here. Story-wise, I really don't think Horizon needed a sequel, and you can tell from the intro to the game, from how much of a complete fucking mess it is, with the writers pretty much just pulling a somehow Palpatine returned to push out another game. Now, am I mad they made another game? Absolutely not. Again, I fucking loved this game. I think it's one of the best games to come out this year. I just think the story is dog shit. You can clearly tell the writers had absolutely no clue what to do with this game, and the funniest part was that they could have kept this just as like a small scale character journey for Aloy, and I think it would have genuinely had great storytelling. But no, it had to be the end of the world again, and now there's fucking aliens, but they're not actually aliens. They're like people from 1,000 years ago, from when the world first ended, and it's like, Jesus Christ, are you even trying at this point? To be fair, the story was definitely ironically entertaining in the same way that movies like Tall Girl, The Room, Unfriended, and Black Widow are, but it's just not good, and like the title of this video implies, they barely made an attempt to fix Aloy at all. Keyword barely, cause I'll be fair, there was somewhat of an attempt to fix her if you would consider an attempt to be a 1-minute bit of Aloy feeling like she can't live up to Elizabeth Sobek, who was the person she was a clone of.
Is something wrong?
I don't know. It's just that Elizabeth set the bar pretty high. She had a dream for you, for life on Earth, and a lot has gone wrong, and it's all on my shoulders to fix it. Do you think I can do it all? Repair the system, defeat Var Zenith, live up to her example?
Absolutely. In her last message, my predecessor declared her unwavering conviction in your success.
There's been no one for so long. Who are you?
I'm Ray.
Ray who?
That's it. That's literally all the character development Aloy has gotten throughout both of these games. Again, it's definitely an improvement in Forbidden West, but it is nowhere near enough to fix the plank of wood that is Aloy. And before some random PlayStation fanboy in the comments goes, "Josh, you fucking anti-SJW Xbox fanboy, you just hate women." No. That's why I'm going to be comparing her with Ellie in The Last of Us 2. That's right, I'm about to give The Last of Us 2 some praise. On the writing department, the world has truly turned upside down. So yeah, if you've really dove into my channel and searched through my Discord or tuned into one of my streams, you'd probably hear me talk about The Last of Us 2. And overall, I honestly don't think it's that bad. I honestly find the story pretty entertaining, although objectively I'm willing to admit that it's a pile of shit. But if there is one thing The Last of Us 2 absolutely nails on the fucking head, it's developing its main characters. And I say main characters specifically because the side characters are kind of dog shit, to be completely honest. But let's just talk about Ellie in this game. There is so much to break down about her character in this game alone. Basically, after Joel gets killed, at first she's dead set on killing the people who murdered him. Throughout the entire first quarter of the game, she pretty much has no remorse for killing any of the people that killed Joel, whether they had anything to do with him being killed or not. Right off the bat, we already have more character development than Aloy. Then she kills Nora in a way that's implied to be really similar to how Joel died. She comes back to the theater that you made your base at or whatever earlier in the game, and you can just tell from the way she's acting that she is absolutely fucking devastated.
I made her talk. It's okay. I don't want to lose you. Good.
I didn't even play a quarter of that clip, and you can tell that this character is mentally fucked in the head and actually feels like a real fucking person. Say what you will about The Last of Us 2's story, but this entire 3-minute cutscene is just a fucking masterclass in not just character development, but foreshadowing and building tension in the actual story. And what's funniest about all of this is that you would think that from all the shitting that I'm doing on Aloy, that Horizon would absolutely have no character development for any of its characters. But no! The side characters are actually pretty fucking well developed. For example, in the first game, we have Aloy's friend Erend, who earlier in the game was propping up his sister for how great she was, and then later we come to find out that she had just been taken and killed a few days after. When he finds out about this, he falls into a pit of depression and resorts back to alcoholism. This isn't even his entire character arc, and there is already more development here than Aloy. And this character probably has at most like 1 hour of being in the actual game, while Aloy is the main fucking character. I remember playing Horizon Zero Dawn the first time and seeing all this interesting shit happen with Eren, and it's like, why the fuck am I controlling this bitch? Let me play as the dude with actual shit happening to him. So it isn't like the writers can't write characters, because they very clearly can. Which brings me to the point that I'm probably going to hear most people defend Horizon for. Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West are RPGs. Aloy doesn't have a character because you're supposed to roleplay as to what you would do. And to that, I say no. The Horizon games might have RPG slapped next to them on Steam, but so does Cyberpunk 2077 and The Witcher 3, which those games are not in the slightest RPGs. They're action-adventure games with RPG elements. See, an RPG would be something like Fallout New Vegas, where you can pretty much do whatever the fuck you want. Or Persona 5, where you have all this shit you can do and actually, like, roleplay. Again, the Horizon games have RPG elements, but so does fucking Halo Infinite and God of War. The choices you make in Horizon barely leave a fucking dent on what happens in the overall story, and there aren't even multiple endings. I think the biggest difference I saw with choices in Forbidden West was that you could kill off a character about an hour earlier than when they would have actually died. Doesn't even cancel a side quest or anything. And all that aside, the Horizon is an RPG, therefore we don't need to develop the main character argument, gets completely thrown out the fucking window because of the clip I showed earlier where they actually did try to develop Aloy's character. Now, the ending of Forbidden West was definitely foreshadowing another sequel, so I'm hoping that they take some time to give Aloy a character arc at least, but at this point, I'm really not holding my breath. Personally, if I were to be the one to fix this, I'd probably keep going in the same direction they took her with the one cutscene that I showed, where she's feeling like she can't live up to the person who she's a clone of. Maybe make like a moral debate of whether the world Aloy lives in is worth saving or not, but don't fuck it up like Eternals, for the love of God. You could also add in the fact that Aloy's friends have literally died to save the world and show all the pressure that Aloy feels from that fact, yet saving it is seemingly impossible. Literally just little character moments like this are fine. I'm not even asking for her to be developed to the level of The Last of Us 2's main characters. Just don't make me want to suicide bait while playing as her. Anyways, that was about it. This entire thing was a rant that I've actually wanted to make a video on for a really long time, and it's just something new because as you've probably heard a lot lately from me, PlayStation fanboys have been genuinely getting boring to me. If you liked this type of writing / character analysis video, make sure to tell me in the comments section and leave a like on this, because honest to God, I had a really good time making this, and I might do some more on other story-based games that I've played. So anyways, thank you all for watching. Again, make sure you like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a great day.
What are you going to do?